Hey fellas, welcome back to Friendship Shaving. If you're new here, just welcome to Friendship Shaving. I hope you're keeping very, very well. I've got the new angle razor to share with you today. It's made in London by a design company. I saw it online, thought it looked very interesting. You can see I already cut myself with it this week. I've actually used it twice and cut myself with it twice, so a good start. It is a shavette type razor. I will load that up and show you how it works in a moment. I've grabbed my Mr. Murray's Grooming Products Scotland the Brave Malt Whisky scented soap today. I love the scent on this soap. It's actually one of my favourites. And the brush today I've just had soaking. Got my vintage Rubberset 203 with a boar bristle. So just put that back in the water while I set myself up. I'm just going to tell you that we had a giveaway last week of the Tabac milk glass tub full of soap, and our winner was a gentleman that goes by the moniker of Martini 998, whose granddad used Tabac and he'd never quite got around to trying it. So to that gentleman, well done. I'll put my email address in the description, and if you get in touch with me, I can send that off to you. Well done, sir. Now, just squeeze out, give my boar bristle brush a quick shake and take it to the tub. I've had a morning from hell, guys, to be honest, so I'm going with a shave that is easy today, or I hope will be easy. I was very interested in your responses to last week's shave when I was talking about using the Pears Glycerin soap as a pre-shave. And I was expecting it to be slippy and slick on my face, because when I washed my hands, that was how my hands felt. But I suppose we shouldn't forget that the purpose of a pre-shave is to provide protection rather than slickness. And if you haven't yet, it's worth reading the comments on last week's video. I'll put a link in there just in case you haven't, because you guys came up with some very interesting and worthwhile comments about your experiences. And actually I'm not using it today, because what I found is that even washing my hands with the soap and rubbing the Pears soap into my bristles just as a pre-shave wash, I found it makes my face really dry to the point where the razor has actually been sticking on my face. Now, maybe that's not all glycerin soaps, maybe that is just Pears, or maybe that is just how it affects me, but playing with it over the last week or so, yeah, I've found that however I put it on, it seems to dry my face out a little bit. Not after the shave, I should point out. Post-shave, my skin feels very nice. but just makes that razor a little more difficult to move on my face. That's what I think anyway. Now let's add some water. Add some water to this marvellous soap. Using my boar bristle brush and getting a reasonable lather, but it's not exploding out the brush, which, you know, one always hopes for. And actually one of the best comments, and there were many very good comments, but one gentleman in particular last week pointed out that he creates a lather in order to get slickness in his shave. So he basically adds more water to the lather. Anyway, it was interesting using the glycerin soap. So I was going to do comparisons, you know, trying it with my up against my Pears. I decided not to do that in the end, guys. Just in the end kind of thought, no, it's not really for me. But I suppose if we're looking for protection, then the key test would be for me to use a really aggressive razor and see just how much soreness came about after the shave using the glycerin soap as a pre-shave. For the meantime, fellas, I think I'm just going to stick with my Pears White. It's cheap and it works for me. And that is the most important thing, isn't it? There we are, adding a drop more water to this just to smooth out this lather. I actually think I've got a great lather here. Now, leave that there while we pick up this razor and have a look at it. It's an all aluminium razor, and the angle that is preset on the razor there is meant to be set at 30 degrees, so you get the right angle as you shave. If I hold it up, you can see that the head is canted forward. And I like that. And it is a shavette type razor. The handle unscrews. It actually comes right off so you can clean it. But if you just unscrew it a little bit, the razor is able to come apart. The blade will fit in. Now this is a blade that I have broken in half within the packet. It is a Treat Platinum blade, and I'm just going to put that, because there's a slight bend in the blade where it breaks, I'm going to put that bend side down, and there is you can see in the light there's a little magnet to hold it in place and a couple of little notches so it all fits together. And then just close the cover and tighten up the handle, and that is evenly exposed all the way along the blade. Going to make that nice and tight. What's nice about this razor is it came with a stand, so and it was $79.99, and then there was a 15% reduction on that. And when I went to buy it, it said, oh, if you'd like to put your name down for emails and things like that, get an extra 10% off. So I got it for just about £60 instead of the usual £80. And that was why I thought I'll try it, you know. It was worth it for me at that price. And just to say, I got the black one, but it also comes in a silver colour as well. So I'm going to try this. I'm carefully stretching my skin. And I find that to be more important with a shavette type razor than a straight razor, although one should do it with both. But maybe you can see that the angle there sitting against my skin gives me that 30-degree angle on the face. I've tried this with a vintage Pole silver blade. And I didn't like that so much. But this Treat Platinum, there we are, there's a packet, made in Pakistan, is a fantastic blade in this razor. Really smooth. And really very comfortable. And I should say, guys, that I've tried quite a few shavette style razors, and generally I don't really like them. I feel that they are not for me, and I'm talking about the types like this that take half a blade. Somehow I feel more comfortable using a longer blade. So that's where my straight razor comes in, or using a blade with a guard built into it. So that's where my feather blades come in that I might use with my feather single-edged razor. But I am finding just being very careful around that cut as it is scabbed over there. I'm finding this is quite good for me. Even though I said earlier I've used it twice and nicked myself twice, that one was quite a bad one. So if you get one, it will take a little bit of practice just to get it right, you know, just to get used to it. I think the best thing for me is to put it on and then turn the blade or turn the razor to get that angle. The time when I cut myself here, was when I put it straight on like that and it just dug in, because, you know, using a sharp thin blade, I've got to be really careful. I find a shavette, oh excuse me guys, got a really itchy nose. I find the shavette to be a kind of retrograde invention, really, if you think about it. With men used straight razors for generations, and then the safety razor was invented, and I think it was back in the early 80s, maybe I'm incorrect on that, but one of the German companies came out with a shavette, and that proved very popular. Some of you guys absolutely love your shavettes. If you're one of those guys, I think you will really enjoy this one. I like the thickness of the handle, it just gives it a bit extra. It's not super thick, but it's just sturdy enough and comfortable enough to grip. There's no markings or anything in the handle to help you grip it, but this aluminium is not slippy at all. Oh, actually, I can put my glasses back on, can't I? There we go, that's better. Still got some lather on my brush, so we're going good. Not a whole lot of lather. The ball bristles have nicked it, as they are wont to do, or prone to do. But I've got enough there for a second pass. Practice makes perfect, guys, and I'm definitely doing better on this third time out. It's only my third shave with it. I find that the sort of angled head design, oh that's better, I got in really close there. Nice. I find the angled head design works really well. And yet I can't tell you really why having that angle works so well on the razor. It puts the handle higher than the blade on some points, but yeah, it's not bad at all. I was going to say something then, but thought I might jinx my shave, so I will just hold off. I'm just rinsing the blade in my basin of water, just giving it a little jiggle. All the soap and hair comes off very easily. See, that was where I was in danger of cutting myself there. As I came down here, what did I do? I kind of blew my chin out as I was coming down here. So suddenly that was blown out, and that could have easily cut myself. So just to remember, you know, do your cheek, do this bit. But just be careful on those transitions. As I've said, guys, only my third use, but I am having to concentrate a little bit. For me, a shavette is never the simple, easy shave that I get with a safety razor. There we are, that will do. So that, guys, is the angle razor. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, it was $79.99 with 15% off, which brought it down to $67.99. And then there was another 10% on top of that because I went on their email post list. So there we are. Now, fellas, just while I dry my face and put my aftershave on, I need to tell you something personal that will affect the videos that I put out. My mum is not a well lady at the moment. She went into hospital a short time ago and has came out yesterday. She basically at the moment needs 24-hour care. So there's a lot of work, a lot of stress, and you know, people in to help, and all things like that going on. She needs, well, just a lot of care. So I have to say, fellas, that there goes the brush. While I get used to this situation, my videos might become a little intermittent. You know, at the moment, my mum can't stand on her own, can't walk on her own. So, you know, there's a lot going on. And, well, we'll see what happens. But if I miss a video, you know why. And I'll just put them out when I can. I'll try and stick to the regular schedule, but sometimes I might miss it or whatever. So I'll just do what I can. And today she's so exhausted from this morning and last night that she fell asleep. So I thought, come in here and do a video. But that's my situation. I know some of you guys have been through it, you know what it's like, and well, we're just, you know, keep our chin up, keep plodding along, and hopefully everything works out fine. So thank you for joining me, guys. Thank you very much indeed for your contributions via the comments to this channel and to the things I discuss. I really appreciate that when you guys weighed in with your opinions on a certain product that I'm using. It really helps. So now, to clean myself up, and I'll see you next time around. Take care, fellas. And just a final note, Martini998, please get in touch. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.